Hello and welcome to The Big Picture. Even as the general elections to the Lok Sabha nears, the political atmosphere in the country is getting increasingly vitiated. The recent occurrence of communal riots in Muzaffarnagar in Uttar Pradesh, the occurrences in other parts of the state, albeit of the low intensity, the response of the state government to it are all leading to apprehensions that communal agenda is being followed by various political parties. Though communal agenda is not something new, what causes concern, especially in Uttar Pradesh as we have seen, is the overt way in which it is being pursued. The Samajwadi Party government's decision to offer relocation compensation to only Muslims, which has now been struck down by the Supreme Court, is one of the instances. The other and equally, if not more shocking, is the felicitation to the two BJP MLAs accused of instigating the communal riots in Muzaffarnagar. The felicitation which took place in Agra yesterday, even as the two face criminal charges, also seems to be an overt and brazen attempt to criminalize the atmosphere. Recently, the Election Commission took objection to the remarks of Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi about the ISI in Muzaffarnagar. Does all this mean that the political parties have decided to adopt an overt communal agenda? And what will be the repercussions of all this? We will discuss this today with Rita Bahuguna Joshi, spokesperson of the Congress Party. Nirmala Sitharaman, national spokesperson of BJP, will be on the phone line. Kamal Farooqui of the Samajwadi Party and Venkitesh Ramakrishnan, associate editor, Frontline magazine. Welcome to all of you. Nirmala, can you hear me?
Yes.
Nirmala, do you think that the political parties, from looking at what is happening in Uttar Pradesh recently, you think it looks like the political parties have decided that communal agenda will be a very overt agenda. You don't have to hide it anymore.
I don't know about the other parties. The BJP certainly thinks that the Samajwadi Party, together with the Congress, has a lot to answer on the communal question. The way in which, after the election of 2012, the Samajwadi Party, which came to power in 2012, has not answered on almost a recurrent communal rioting in so many different parts of Uttar Pradesh, which culminated in Muzaffarnagar. So, and to top it all, after that, where the BJP's presence is hardly seen, they have implicated falsely our MLAs. And even in spite of the available sting through media, not even bothered to question their own senior leader who's sitting in Lucknow was directing the whole riot instead of controlling it and getting the administration. So the communal polarization politics which they have been benefiting and cultivating, the Samajwadi Party and the Congress with its appeasement dialogues, is surely showing its ugly head, while the BJP wants to say...
Nirmala, please, 1 second. You are saying that you're accusing the Samajwadi Party, the Congress, fine. But, these two MLAs of yours have been, charged with a serious charges of inciting communal riots, and your party goes ahead and felicitates them. Can't you wait for them to at least, go through the entire process, legal process? There are allegations still against them. They are accused in serious cases of communal rioting and instigating riots, and you go ahead and felicitate them. What is the message your party is trying to send?
Girish ji, I have to bring in a little amendment to the observation that you have made.
Please do.
You're a very senior journalist. I respect you, but there is a little amendment you have to take on board.
Yes.
The Samajwadi Party tried bringing in the National Security Act and put them under, very serious...
Fine, I agree with that. No. That doesn't mean National Security Act. They were charged under National Security Act. I know that. And then the National Security Act board disallowed it, but that doesn't mean that they have been absolved. They still continue to face charges under the normal act, the normal IPC and whatever other acts which has been which are against them. So they are still not absolved. They are not free.
I take all the points that you are making. I am bringing in two corrections here, if you would allow me. The tribunal which decides whether the National Security Act can be applied decided that it cannot be applied on them.
Yes.
That is one thing you have to take on board.
No, I told you that. I've just told you that. I know that.
Question, let me answer, Girish ji. That on the national security, the tribunal did not favor applying it.
Yes.
And the second, even on the IPCs, from when in this country have we started saying, when there is a government which has made it a point to misuse, many of its powers, has charged it falsely, they are still public representatives, they are our MLAs, they have not been convicted, and what is wrong if they are still brought on the dais in a state in which they are elected representatives?
Okay, you don't think there is anything wrong in that?
Nothing
Fine. Okay, you don't think anything wrong in that? Fine, I'll come back to you. Please stay on. Rita, Bahuguna, Joshi, the BJP spokesperson feels that there is nothing wrong in felicitating them. They have not been convicted. That's on one side. But Congress party also is repeatedly accused of appeasement.
Well, I'm not surprised at what Ms. Sitharaman has said, because this is the stand that the party has taken, not now, but for decades, ever since the inception of Hindu Mahasabha. They've always been talking communal. They believe in divisive politics, and if they say there was nothing wrong in loading a video, fake video, to incite communal tensions, if she feels there is nothing wrong in addressing people in thousands and invoking them against the community and provoking them and giving, kind of impetus to the bad happenings, the communal tension and violence, and resulting in the death of over 80 people and 50,000 people going homeless, even thousands lying outside their homes now. What is the urgency of felicitating? Felicitation is for a good thing, whether it was a small crime or a big crime. They have been accused of inciting communal tensions, and they are under IPC sections, and they have to go through the process of law. You see, the moment Mr. Modi was nominated by the Bharatiya Janata Party as a prime ministerial candidate, the sequence of events in the country, I don't talk, but in UP, are certainly pushing the coming elections towards communal polarization. He is nominated. 2002 is, please, let me finish. You gave enough of time to her. Just give me 30 more seconds. You see, there's, as I said, that they sent Amit Shah. Now, Amit Shah's arrival was another step forward. Then they supported the 84 Kos Yatra of VHP, Panch Kos Yatra of VHP. VHP did not have cadres. It was the RSS and BJP cadre that was supporting their movement. Then comes Muzaffarnagar, in which the MLAs take a lead. And not only in the first instance, even afterwards, when there was Section 144 and they had been accused in different crimes, they go back after the assembly terminated and they again called a panchayat.
Yes.
And they were attending those meetings.
Yes,
you
yes,
see,
Mr.
These people
Rita
believe in communalism, and they have sent a clear message.
Rita ji, that's fine.
Agra,
okay,
that they want communal polarization.
Okay, your point is taken, but the fact of the matter is that the Congress party is also accused of appeasement, is also accused of trying to, bring in a communal agenda. That's what the BJP says. That's what even now the Samajwadi party, who is actually your partner, your ally at the center, is also charging you of that. Your Congress Vice President's remark has been Election Commission has taken strong objections to the remarks made by Rahul Gandhi.
Yeah, okay. See, we have a very long history, 127, 28 years. People have been watching us, people have been seeing us act. The only one of the parties which believe in inclusive politics, no caste, no community, no region, no language bar, no ethnic, it is the Congress party. So I don't have to give my, I don't have to tell anybody.
You don't have to defend yourself.
Now the question here is, that if Rahulji said something, if he said something, he was warning the people, and then if the Election Commission has taken a stance, then I'm sure it has been well taken by the party. But the Election Commission also said that he does not doubt the intention of Rahul Gandhi ji. Now the basic cheese is intention. The intention of BJP is to criminalize.
Okay.
Each step they want to criminalize.
Okay.
And the Election Commission clearly says it was a wrong statement, but the intention was not wrong.
Okay.
So if you're going by Election Commission, you have to accept this as well.
Okay. Mr. Farooqui, your party is right, as just yesterday the Supreme Court has taken serious objections to it. This is don't you think it was a very overt communal agenda of the party to do what it did, that, giving this kind of relocation allowance only to one community when both the communities are involved in these riots and many people have been displaced?
First of all, let me clarify that I am not speaking for and on behalf of Samajwadi Party. I am speaking as a general person, knowing everything about it.
Knowing everything about the party also.
Yes, all the party, and both about the Congress also as well as the BJP also.
And your Samajwadi Party
also. As far as Samajwadi Party is concerned, yes, there was a flaw that it was mentioned about the Muslims, but the fact of the matter is that only Muslims are in the camps. And I am saying with utmost authority and confidence that none of the, and I'm not trying to communalize it. I'm not trying to communalize it. I'm just trying to tell you that only Muslims are in the camps. So this is one fact which should be made very clear to everybody. Number one. Number two, as far as this felicitation of these two MLAs are concerned, that is really surprising that a party has gone so bad on these communal lines. Still, there are a lot of things.
First you have to tell about why the government had to do this. You're saying that only Muslims are there in the camps. Fine. So where was the need for the government to come out with the order saying that
it is the duty of the state, whosoever is suffering. But rather, they should not have made the mention of the Muslims.
Yes.
They should have made any victim. He should have been. That is what actually is being amended. That was a flaw, but that was not with a bad intention.
So it was not. You say that it was not with any intention.
But it was not with bad intention, as Mr. Rahul Gandhi's statement. Mr. Rahul Gandhi's statement. Yes, the wordings was not correct, and I also object to it. But the intentions were not that bad. He was just trying to warn the people that, and ultimately what actually he was trying to say, that it is these kind of actions will be having a negative reaction, which is not acceptable. But let us come back.
No, Nirmala, before that, Nirmala Sitharaman says that after your government has come to power, there has been a series of communal incidents happening, and the biggest is Muzaffarnagar. And it's not only she says, but these are all facts.
Girish,
do you think that the government has been allowing this kind of conflagrations to take up?
Yes, you can say it both way. You are at liberty to say that they were conflagrated, as Nirmala ji is saying, and that is also a fact that Samajwadi Party, after coming to with such a massive mandate, BJP was totally wiped out. So they absolutely have been trying to create all those tensions, and this Muzaffarnagar tension is a very clear-cut case wherein the BJP, whether it's the Som or any other person or that Sadhvi, the kind of statement which they have made against in violation of 144, they held 3 panchayats, and in those panchayats they were having the full arms, they were having the guns, they were having the swords, they were having all kind of things, and they were making all the instigating kind of statement. Still, long way has to go. What was the need of felicitating? The only need is they want to tell anybody who is trying to do this, he will be felicitated by us, he is welcome to us, and they must carry on this. The BJP, if they go on for development and all those, I'm pretty sure that their Modi, their prime ministerial candidate, he is so good in making the false statement, so much confusing and all those kind of things. So,
so you think that there is a very deliberate strategy on the part of
deliberation on the part of the BJP.
Do you see this as a deliberate strategy? Do you see that the political parties have become pretty brazen now to use this criminal agenda very overtly?
No, this is something which has been developing over the last 6 months or so. I've been consistently writing about this.
Right.
So, if you look at the overall context, it is a matter of fact that whenever a Samajwadi Party government comes to power, the minority community, especially the Muslim minority community, the saying in Uttar Pradesh is that their chest becomes broader and their head goes up. It's a fact. I mean, it's also partly because the other governments, whenever other governments come into power, they are forced to kind of stoop. They're forced to.
You think they're suppressed?
They're suppressed.
They feel suppressed.
They feel suppressed.
There is a feeling of suppression.
Yeah. So there is a sense of elation whenever a Samajwadi Party government comes to power. So this also, the government, from the track record of the government of the last 1.5 years, what we can see is that the government has also got carried away time and again by this sense of elation, the mood in the community and all that, like the last order that you're talking about. Right. It was absolutely a wrong order in the sense, there's no way you can justify that order. But having said that, I think that if you look at the entire scenario of Uttar Pradesh, the growing communal polarization of Uttar Pradesh has primarily been driven by the Bharatiya Janata Party and its associates in Sangh Parivar, who have successfully, I mean, increasingly, more and more successfully, they are creating this sense of majority community under threat. This is something which we have seen at play at various points of life. So I think, you know, this whole agenda
this felicitation to the two MLAs is a very well thought out strategy.
Absolutely,
you think it's a strategy.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
There's
So
no doubt about it.
it's part of a well structured plan. Even as we are talking, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad is meeting in Ayodhya. They have had a 3-day conclave, and the 3 primary targets of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad's meeting, as per the leaders of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad itself, is to spread a new campaign against cow slaughter in the border areas of Bahraich and Balrampur, which is again Muslim dominated areas, and I'm sure that this is going to reach into a new flare up situation.
Nirmala, you know,
Can I
yes, please.
So many questions that have been raised.
Yeah, exactly. I'll give you all the time to answer this question. That it is a very deliberately well planned strategy. This strategy has been on for the last 6 months, if not more. And now, as Venkitesh was pointing out today, there's another meeting going on in Ayodhya, the VHP, of which, you know, they are coming out with some other strategy to communalize the atmosphere further.
4 specific points.
Yes.
Clearly, the Congress party, together with the Samajwadi party, are not able to answer questions that Mr. Modi is raising on governance. They want to repeatedly bring the communal issue, a fear, creating fear-mongering, and then go back to winning the election on the basis of communal polarization. I have reasons to say this, but I will also tell you, if Mr. Farooqui thinks, oh, because they won with the majority, the BJP is creating all the trouble and all that. You won with the majority. You are there in power. Why couldn't you do the prevention of crime? Why couldn't you control criminal activity? Why couldn't you stop all the small and big skirmishes which are happening in the name of communal politics? You're sitting there doing nothing and then finally saying, you're telling, oh, you decimated an election, but you're now creating trouble. Whoever will have a belief in this kind of an illogical argument, the government is yours. Take proper action, protect people.
Third point.
You wouldn't. One. Second.
Yes.
Then on the felicitation, I'll go back and ask, today or yesterday, in Mulayam Singh Ji's meeting, who was on the dais? Who was he sharing company with? Somebody who's spilling venom and perpetrating violence. It's not taken on board. BJP will be asked about felicitating elected representatives. How very convenient, may I ask? So that's the second question.
Okay.
Third, the Samajwadi party gave, even in giving riot-affected people relief and compensation, chooses only to one community. I thought the riot is about two communities which are getting thrashed.
That has been addressed.
There, you're being selective about giving, relief only to some people. How very polarizing, conveniently polarizing. And finally, to the Congress.
Okay.
During the assembly election of 2012 in Uttar Pradesh, the law minister himself goes to Farooqabad, where his wife contests an election and says misleading promises to the community, which are not even going to be consistent with the Constitution.
That's a pretty old thing. Okay.
No, it is relevant thing. There is a consistent pattern in the Congress.
That's fine. But please answer me. The question.
Don't discard it like that.
Nirmala, please. You say that the Samajwadi Party and the Congress are indulging in fear-mongering among the minorities to gather their votes. The similar charge is being, directed at you, at BJP and your party, that you are creating a fear among the majority and trying to gather votes. You are doing exactly the same thing. The only thing is that you are trying to garner the majority votes. They are trying to garner the minority votes.
Not at all. But let me ask you.
Not at all. What are you talking about?
Girish, wait a minute. When you ask me, what am I talking about? Listen to me, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Whoever is that person who's asking me that
Kamal
question.
Farooqui is asking
Girish,
you, and I think he has the right to ask you.
Listen to me.
No,
Since
please
you
tell
throw
me.
that allegation at me,
Please,
listen to me for a
yes,
minute.
I am listening to you.
If
Please
you want
tell
me to keep quiet, after you throw allegations at me,
No,
the
no, I
debate may
don't
not
want you
run
to
in a
quit
fair
that. I
way.
asked you a question. I want an answer from you.
Yeah, I'm trying to answer. You don't even allow me.
Please
The
say.
question that you are throwing at me,
Yes.
that we are creating fear, is absolutely not sustainable, sir. The government is of the Congress in Delhi. The government is of the Samajwadi in UP. If you think that we are doing that, round us up.
Two
What is stopping you?
MLAs who have been rounded up. Now you're felicitating them. What is the
I'm
message?
repeatedly telling
What
you,
is the
Girish
message
ji,
you're sending, Nirmala? These are the two
So that they can
MLAs
felicitate more and more.
who have been.
Girish ji, I've asked you and I've replied you on that question. I
Okay,
don't
now-
understand
now-
with
now
what
I'll answer.
objective you're
I'll
coming
ask
back
her a
against
question.
the same
Yes.
question.
Now,
Okay, Kamal Farooqui
Nirmala
has a question for you.
Now,
Nirmala,
ji,
please listen to it.
very
Yeah, please ask.
Nirmala ji, very respectfully, I will ask you one question.
Please.
You are using all those kind of things. We know it for quite a long time. You have a person of a very important eminence who is being openly talking about defranchising of the Muslims, who has been openly asking for the majority voting for BJP and dividing the
this?
Muslim.
You will have to-
His name is Dr. Subramaniam Swamy.
You'll-
His name is Dr. Subramaniam Swamy. What you have to say about him?
Can I reply?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Without being interrupted?
No, please reply, Nirmala. You don't
I've
need to
asked
ask
you
that.
about Mr. Azam Khan. Have you given me a reply on that? No. You will constantly come back to BJP
Absolutely.
to engage in the communal
You have not
dialogue.
asked me about Azam
We
Khan. I will
refuse
respond
to
about
do
that also.
I will
I've
ask him.
asked you.
I will
No.
ask him that question.
There
You
we
please
go.
answer his
Interrupt.
question. Nirmala,
There
you
we
please
go.
answer his question. I will
There
ask
we
him
go.
that
You
question.
interrupt me. You interrupt me. I will give an answer which is my answer. I will not give an answer which you want from me.
Okay. If your answer is a
giving you an
counter,
answer.
if your answer is a counter question, that's fine. It's okay, Mr.
She referred about Azam Khan. Sir.
Yes, Azam
She
Khan.
referred about
Azam Khan is seen as one of those persons who is deliberately trying to create this fear.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not, because the kind of sting operation and all those things has been done. That is already on record, and he has challenged it. And it has gone to the court also. He has challenged it because the kind of sting operation he has. Anybody who knows Mr. Azam Khan, he will not speak to the CEOs, etc., down the line at all. He will not allow anybody. He has said it. If anybody proves it that I have called them, I will be out of political life. But what about Dr. Subramaniam Swamy? Why she is not responding about Dr. Subramaniam Swamy?
Counter question is the response.
Why she is not responding on
We
Dr.
cannot force her to respond on something which she doesn't want to. Rita Bahuguna Joshi, the charge is also against the Congress that, you are creating a fear in the minds of the minorities to garner votes.
Look, they both have answered the questions that you have raised. Now, as far as the UP government is concerned and Muzaffarnagar is concerned, the government seemed to have went into a paralysis mode, and they are equally responsible for what happened in Muzaffarnagar. It suited both the BJP and the SP, and that is why the Congress position has always been that they are both responsible for what happened in Muzaffarnagar, one of the blackest events in the history of communalization in India. And whatever Ms. Sitharaman may say, it is true that Mr. Subramaniam Swamy has come, speaks venom, and the way he talks, and he's kind of appearing on every debate from the side of the BJP. Now, I want to make just two little points, small points. One is that there is a definite attempt by the BJP to communalize UP elections, and what is coming up, and this is only a trailer, what has happened till now. They will keep on expanding on this because they want to tell the majority that you are in majority and you are being subverted, your rights are being subverted. So you see, and as far as SP is concerned, they've done very little for the minority. They have not even let the 15-point program reach the people. The social sector, the financial sector, whatever has been given by the central government has not reached the minority. So it suits them. Then the minority keeps speaking against the majority, and the majority against the minority.
Venkitesh?
And caste politics in UP is very strongly entrenched. So these people are vitiating the electoral scene, and the communities in UP used to live in harmony.
But what is that?
I know.
No, but
every step they're coming, confronting each other.
No, but the point is, what is the Congress? You are in power at the center. Your government is in power at the center. What is the Congress doing to see that the atmosphere doesn't get criminalized? What is the role of the Congress in that?
I'll tell you what we've been doing. See, law and order is a state subject. And whenever the NIA issue was there, the government wanted some more, powers to interfere or intervene in this matter. All the governments, state governments, came up against them except the Congress governments. Opposition governments did not want any interference. So if law and order is a state subject, state government has to deal with it. If 2002 happened, Mr. Modi has to answer. If Muzaffarnagar has happened, UP government has to answer. Our Prime Minister, our Home Minister were watching the situation. 28 companies of paramilitary and military forces were deployed to the assistance of the government. And if the government still cannot act, this is the way when you see the Babri Masjid were demolished.
Okay.
The army had been sent by the government to UP government.
If we get into the question of Babri Masjid, Rita, Bahuguna, Joshi, then I think you'll be
has to answer.
Let us not get into the Babri Masjid demolition issue, because there I'm sure you are going to be in a fix answering questions there. Yes, Venkitesh,
No, I said army was sent. What else can the central government do?
Yeah.
If law and order is a state subject,
okay.
you tell me what can the central government do?
Yes, Nirmala.
Yes, Nirmala. And the state government has to use them.
I've heard Ms. Bahuguna Joshi speak about different things about state and state's responsibility and so on. When something happened in Gujarat, of course, it concerns all of us, and therefore the union government would ask questions. Very welcome, and for which the governments are duty bound to answer. What kind of action did the central government take when all this was happening in Muzaffarnagar? A sorry little advisory and nothing more. Whereas you would clamp down on any other government which doesn't perform the law and order duty.
Nirmala ji.
Nirmala, I think you're being...
Home Minister.
Nirmala, you'll have to give...
They were all there. Please don't say
every one of my answers,
Rita ji, let me...
I don't.
Nirmala, you'll have to give specific instances of the center coming down on any state. What you're talking about. You can't just talk in generalizations.
I'm not talking in generalized. Why do you assume that?
No, because you please give some examples of where the center has intervened in a state.
I will give you an example if you just allow me for a minute.
Yes, I am allowing you.
When in Karnataka, in the Mangalore incident,
yes,
the state government has instituted an inquiry immediately after.
Yes.
You had advisories going from Delhi. Maintain communal harmony. Why couldn't that be done here?
So you want the center to send the communal harmony situation?
The advisory was sent to UP. The advisory was sent to UP. But you please tell me, when Gujarat was happening in 2002, what was your BJP national government doing at that point of time? What was your government doing at that point of time? What were you doing? We were at least coming forward.
Okay, Nirmala, I think your point has been taken and has been answered also. Let us go on to the next. Yes, Mr. Farooqui.
I want to ask Rita ji also a very pertinent question, and of course Nirmala ji should also support me, because as far as Congress is concerned, they came to power on the promise that they will bring in a legislation to control the communal violence. What is happening to that?
What's happening? Yeah, that is a
because if this would happen, perhaps Muzaffarnagar would not have happened.
Yes, we still stand by it. The Congress party stands by it, and the Congress party will try to push it through in the next session. It is the opposition that is wanting to stall it. So you need votes to pass it. We have thought about the bill, we have drafted it, and the party is very serious about it.
Okay. Venkitesh, very quickly, you think the situation as we have seen prevailing in Uttar Pradesh and as we would see developing in the coming weeks and months, do you see any hopes of this communal atmosphere reducing, or you think that it is we are in for some more?
As I was telling you, because there are preparations are aground. I mean, because the Sangh Parivar and the the various organizations which are associated with the Bharatiya.
What about the role of the government in this?
No, the role of the government, see, we have got into a situation where every party, including the so-called secular parties, are in a kind of competitive, situation where everybody is trying to get a piece of the communal political pie. At this point of time, the BJP seems to have garnered the most of the pie at this point of time. The Samajwadi party has got some of it. The Bahujan Samaj party and the Congress are also rans at this point of time. But the point is, this whole atmosphere has been vitiated, and what we are seeing is an increasing pace towards this kind of politics, and it is taking different forms. Like, for example, in Muzaffarnagar, if it was the issue of which could be close to love jihad, because the whole campaign was about love jihad. That is similar campaigns on various other issues, like on the issue of cow slaughter, on the issue of infiltration of foreigners. All these issues are being raised. All these issues are being raised in homeopathic doses in various places.
Okay, I think on that note, we have to end. The situation is pretty grim, as Venkitesh points out, and as this discussion today, we have seen the grim situation, how it will develop in the coming weeks and months. Political parties are playing with fire, there is no doubt about it. Once the communal atmosphere gets charged, then it can really create huge problems, but hopefully there will be some sense which will come into the minds of the political parties over the coming weeks and months, and hopefully we'll see a more congenial atmosphere. Thanks to all my guests, Nirmala, Sitharaman, Rita, Bahuguna, Joshi, Venkitesh, Ramakrishnan and Kamal, Farooqui. Please keep watching. We'll come back with another issue in the big picture, same time on Monday. Meanwhile, have a great weekend.